That's what she said.
Today's show is brought to you by Even Keel Fish Shack.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another week on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. I got to pick up the energy. It's a little bit gloomy and rainy here in Dania. How's everybody doing this week, gentlemen? How are your weekends? I'm going to start with Jeff Defo DeForest. How are you?
Fantastic. Well, I got to see a little Mike Mayo on Saturday. That was a pleasant surprise. Nice. The Mayo man, to his credit, he found out that Andy was going to meet me at Harris Casino, formerly the Isle of Pompano. And we were out there punching away on some simulcasting. The boys had a tremendous day, picking up over 22 times in the pick five. Big Rich.
That's fantastic. I wish I was part of that consortium. I wish somebody would have alerted me before I left. That
all the times that they sold me a piece, I never hit nothing with those guys.
Figures. The
And
one
this
time.
yeah. Am I not good for my usual third? But nonetheless, we congratulated them. And then I got out on a jughead race late in the day after getting buried through much of the early afternoon. But Mayo shows up with a pizza from the pizza spot. Huge hit there at the racetrack. It has its own pizza, but it's not, it's like casino pizza.
So I would admonish myself on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group, because as I walked through the doors of the casino we went to, I'll name it. I mean, look.
We just said we were in Harris. I mean,
whatever they call it.
What are you covering up here around this, Dennis?
I still call it the Isle. I'm kind of like, I still call it Pro Play or Joe Robbie Stadium. All right. And I'm still going to call it the Isle instead of Harris. It's the place.
No, I mean, it's cool. The Harris cooperation there is good.
No,
overall.
That's good. I mean, it was a little spooky seeing the whole building knocked down and that
renovated.
What once was a vibrant standard-bred trotters and pacers racetrack, one of the premier ones in the country, just leveled, just nothing.
Yeah.
Now,
it was the winter capital of harness racing, and everybody loved going there.
I loved going there, and I still go there occasionally, but I guess they're doing all kinds of redevelopment of the property, but it's a little bit gloomy to walk past there. But the front doors, right on, emblazoned on the doors, no outside food or drink. I didn't bat an eyelash. Yeah.
You just told me you were at Uber Eats, and one of the poker guys ordered a pizza.
Well, I didn't say a word, and nobody said a word to me. I just marched through like I knew where I was going and what I was doing. And again, it's a place that is in redevelopment mode. So they used to have a good Italian restaurant with pizzas. They used to have all kinds of different offerings. Now they just have the Myron's Deli is going. Is Faraday's Steakhouse still open on the upstairs?
Faraday's is very much open, yes.
Okay. Well, nevertheless, I just marched straight through with my pizza spot pizza because we met our friend Andy, and it was always good to see Andy. And I know you and your crew usually are a little bit hungry when you're sitting around the bar with Bias and having a couple of cocktails. And I a sub from Wade, and Wade sends his best along with Reese at Pizza Spot. And it was a nice little pie that we had. We had some pizza. We had some camaraderie, and we had some mostly losing bets for me. But later in the day, I also got out, and then I got out yesterday. I had 4 straight days of like playing the horses at Saratoga and other racetracks. Do you know my final net for the 4 days?
Plus $6.
It's plus $14 and
oh, 14
It's
a giant score. What are you talking about? You're right up there with Big Rich and Nikki Beach.
When you're grinding for 4 days and you actually end up in the black,
it's not bad. I take that every time. I'll take that.
It was a lot of fun entertainment. And the pizza was good. I looked around for thumbprints in the pizza, but not from the pizza spot.
Big debate there on Let's Eat about a couple of things. Number one, it seems like the Pepe's in, Boca or Del Rey? Is the second one that they opened up.
Yes.
Not getting the most favorable of reviews. And then there was that lunacy about Windy City Pizza, which I think is great, based on the meatballs that we had at that Meat Lovers rally that they had at the tennis tournament. And, I thought their food was outstanding.
No, they
And
do a good
they,
job.
they,
Windy
they
City.
got they got trashed by some lady for putting a thumbprint in her pizza.
I mean, these are some of the things that you read here. You don't know whether to take it with a grain of salt or a dash of hot red pepper flakes or who
Or with
knows
a
what.
kappa cyanide. If you're running the site, yeah.
No, I mean, it's like, she. Well, first of all, I see Tom T is on there, and I hope you're doing well, Tom. I saw him on Saturday. He rented out a food truck down in Hollywood, his home stomping grounds, and I swung by and picked up some of his great lasagnas and a muffaletta for my sister-in-law. They enjoyed that. I had lasagna Saturday night for my dinner and at-home dinner. Not my home, but somebody's home.
Very generous portions by Tommy T.
Oh, it's great.
Also.
He puts in the little extra tub of the marinara sauce, which is just beautiful.
I could eat that by itself.
Good stuff, Tom T. I saw he was having some issues yesterday. I hope you're in good health and good spirits, Tom. I just make sure everything's all right. But let's see. The Windy City saga goes like this. Woman goes in there. I guess it's her first time. And, Windy City specializes in the thin tavern style Midwestern / Chicago pizza, a type of pizza that used to be seen at Villa Rose in Hollywood, which is a very popular place that shut down a couple of years ago. I missed that. Did you ever go to Villa Rose? Either one of you gents?
I would imagine at some point in my life I probably had a slice there or something.
Well, it's not a slice joint; it's a pie joint, and
whatever.
it's also these. Yeah,
I don't always eat the whole pie when I go, like you do.
Well, it's not a traditional, like when New Yorkers say slice, you think of these 8 triangles.
Oh, right. Okay.
This is one of those tavern style. They cut it in a bizarre, like Jackson Pollock, very surrealistic, scattered way, where you have these little bits and pieces. Some of them are rectangles, some of them are little squares, some of them are triangles, some of them are rhombuses. It's just like irregular cut in little small itty bitty, like almost bite-sized pieces that you get at the Chicago thin tavern style pizzas. I happen to like them. The dough is very thin and cracker-like. Similar, like the New Haven is also a thin cracker-like crust, which tends to be charred. The Chicago pizza, not as charred. But anyway, I like Windy City style pizza. Some people don't. And again, it's a personal preference thing. It's not the thickest or chewiest of doughs. However, this woman went in there and I don't know, she was griping about everything, including the fact that allegedly she said the server, when she was serving the pizza and bringing it to the table, had the thumb embedded into the pizza pie, which to me strikes me as two things. If this was actually the case, you would think as she removed her thumb, there would be cheese coming up from her thumb, like a cheese pull type of situation. Number two, that there would be a thumbprint left behind, and that such person would then take a picture and post that as further evidence to go
like
along
Barry
with their
Sheck now.
claim.
I mean, you're looking at DNA in the pizza. I would think her thumb would be on fire from the burning hot pizza.
Yeah, that too. She would need a glove, and if she was
the
wearing
last
a glove,
place you would want your thumb to be.
this seemed like it was a new complaint, and this is part of why I love the group. It's been around for almost 5 years. We're at 4 years and I don't know, 8-9 months, and 112,000 maniacs on there. But it's you see something new every day. This was the first time I saw a complaint about an alleged thumb in the pizza, and she said that was it. That was a deal breaker for I don't know what was when. These people. I would just think if somebody actually did put a thumb. First of all,
wouldn't they be embarrassed?
How would you put your thumb in a pizza while you were serving it? I mean, it's going to be on some kind of tray.
Newsflash: a lot of the pizza makers, I know they're supposed to use gloves, but they don't even use gloves when they stretch the dough because then they put it in. So they're handling the dough itself with their hands and their fingers, which hopefully is washed, and but then it gets put in the oven. So I guess the thinking is maybe among the germaphobes out there that even if somebody's handling the dough with their bare hands, that it goes in the oven and then at 450 or 500 or whatever degrees that the pizza gets cooked at, it's going to kill off all the bacteria or germs. But I you know what? I don't even try to process things that deeply because I belong to the George Carlin school of thought when it comes to germs and dirt in general. Which is that it makes you stronger and healthier to ingest a little bit of bacteria along.
You believe that? You're a known hypochondriac.
Yeah, but it really does boost the immune system to be exposed to certain things, in small
Yes.
amounts. And I don't freak out over every little dust particle or things. I mean, I don't want somebody chowing down on my pizza, even though I chow down on Defoe's soup all the time. But
Well, I mean, if there's a bite taken out of it, that would be prohibitive, I would think, and maybe a cause for alarm. But I'm just trying to picture how somebody serving a pizza would have their thumb in it. Because I mean, it would have to be the hand that's carrying the pizza. So
Right.
how would you possibly? Usually, you're carrying a pizza from underneath a tray.
yeah, maybe she didn't want the pizza to slide off, and maybe they need to invest in some paper clip or those
Now, if the
clothes
actual thumb itself had become detached and was in the pizza, then there's a legitimate complaint.
that would be a problem if you.
But
had
that
a
that
pizza
place seems
thumb.
like it's received nothing but favorable reviews. I mean, the people there, those meatballs they made were absolutely dynamite.
They do. Look, that's really nice ownership, family-run place. They're there all the time. One of those hands-on operators. They got all kinds of good stuff besides the pizzas and the meatballs. They do things like the Chicago beef sandwich, and I don't know if they do a deep dish or stuffed pizza there. I'm not quite sure. All I know is it's there on Atlantic Avenue, right near the tennis complex there in Delray Beach. And no, the style is not maybe loved by everybody, but I think they do a good job. They do it's a good solid business that I would definitely recommend to people looking for the thin Chicago style tavern pizzeria and sandwich shop. So you know what? But I love when people go on and just make these claims and just like proclaim themselves done forever. And it did it. You know what it does is that when somebody post something like that, it brings out all the supporters and defenders, and then then people take it the wrong way. It's just nobody's negating her experience. If she doesn't like the place, fine. If she thinks somebody stuck a thumb in her pizza, fine. She doesn't have to go back. But other people who have gone there and had positive experiences, like myself, are allowed to chime in and say, that's not the experience I had. And that's the difference, I guess, between Let's Eat and Yelp. With Yelp, it's just one person puts up a 1-star review,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's up to the owner to either respond or not. You don't see other patrons weighing in. I don't even know if Yelp allows that. Now, obviously, there's many different reviews that are posted on Yelp, and then you try to assess which one is truth and which one is full of pizza cheese or something. But the bottom line is on Let's Eat, you get to have this counterbalance and a whole discussion about a place. So I think then people can read through a thread and assess and say, is this a one-off experience? Did something unusual happen, an anomaly, and we'll still go check it out? Or, if a bunch of people pile on and say it's a norm, then you say, all right, maybe this is a place I would rather avoid. But, my point of view is I always like to go check it out for myself because I don't trust anybody's opinion but my own. And my own opinion is almost always right. So that's
Certain indiscretions that we've seen there and exceptions to that. But I would have to say this, that just based on my limited experience with those people at that one deal at the tennis thing with the Meat Lovers Club, I would be anxious to go in there and try it. I thought it was great.
really, really nice people. Very well run spot. So I give them thumbs up. Hey, I'm getting a little bit of my cereal coming back at me. Had a late breakfast.
Are you on any kind of a new kick this week that we should become aware of?
I actually
immediately?
bought some lettuce and salad material.
Oh,
this
geez.
week. So
Because I saw you had like a pasta dish and you considered that a salad over the
no,
weekend.
that wasn't me. That was another woman on
Oh,
Let's
okay.
Eat who was tagging me saying, hey, let's all display our favorite salads, summer salads, and the recipes because I love salads in the summertime. That's what this woman was saying. And
Yeah.
then she proceeded to post like ziti with crumbled goat cheese and a couple of tomatoes. And I was like, yeah, that's my kind of salad. Just make some pasta and cheese and call it a salad and throw it in the fridge.
Very, very honest of you, Mike Mayo, to make that admission.
Yeah,
It
well,
was great.
but I did actually do some shopping yesterday, and I bought some
Did you run into Messi?
salads. And no, I didn't. Publix. Was he at a Publix yesterday? I missed that.
A couple of days ago, yeah. He was at
Oh.
Publix.
Which one? I missed. You see, I'm.
I
kind
don't
of
know which
touched.
one. I mean, wherever the hell he
It's
lives
Sunny Isles
nearby.
area.
Yeah.
Sunny Isles. Is
That
that where
Broward
he's decamping? Well, that's good. It's nice
He
to
was
know.
bitching about the prices, and then he got to the cash, and he thought one of the items was BOGO, and they didn't give him credit for it. So they had to do a price check, and then all the people were giving Messi a dirty look.
Yelling at
And it was
Messi.
like, welcome to South Florida here. And plus, he was in the,
The line.
He
10
was in
items
the
or less,
express
and he had
lane.
like 12 items.
And we're counting your
So
items.
people
Messi.
started kicking him in the shins, and there was a good chance that he might have sustained an injury before he even got to the unveil.
There's a question. If you got BOGO, does that count as just one item or two? And how does that
BOGO's
tally
two
up?
items, in my opinion. It's just that they're giving you one of them.
But it's one price. So if you saw somebody that had like, 18 items, but 9 of them were BOGOs, and they're just basically being charged for only 9 items, you still count that as an overage,
That's
as a
20.
foul.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm
joke,
ready
eh?
to beat the snot out of them before they get to their car. What are you
They
talking
pull
about?
out a yellow card or a red card.
Imagine that. They give Messi a red card for being in the express lane with 11 things.
Oh man!
And then he starts complaining, but why don't you just BOGO?
That'd be great. if you said-
Arguing in Spanish, they have to bring over an interpreter. It's
Oh,
amazing.
I thought the salad was BOGO. The bagged fresh express salads.
And
was
just to get him
BOGO.
out of there, Jorge Nomas buys the store. Say, listen, we can't have this guy getting upset. But we need him
Very
to play on
nice.
next Friday.
Hey, I wanted to tell a story about this TV shoot I did last night.
Yeah,
but,
what was the story in there? You look good.
well, I got invited by my friend Keith, who owns the Bake Shack, but his wife is Haitian and friendly with a woman who's been developing this TV show. It's called Caribbean Cookout, and they highlight the different cultures and cuisine of various Caribbean nations. They did I guess a bunch of the shows last year. It got picked up for renewal. I think it's on some certain specialty travel channels, and I think some of these in-house resort TV
Okay.
channels around the islands, and also domestically. I think they're shopping it around for wider distribution. But I said, all right, I'll go. And it was they said it was going to be like a 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock taping where we'll eat dinner from this chef. And I was blown away because, first of all, it was down in South Miami. I didn't know where we were going, but it's this beautiful compound spread that they rented out to do the taping over the next few days. Near Homestead, but farmland that had mango trees and avocado trees and a huge.
Did you see Lubie's wedding pictures? Was it on that
That's the thing, is they do rent out that
ranch
spot.
or whatever that is?
It was like a ranch that had a back house, like they had trailers in the back. that
Sounds
they rent
familiar.
out as Airbnb.
There's like 30 places like that in Homestead. Homestead,
Yeah.
Yeah.
capital of the world.
Did you have to get there by using a machete? I mean, to cut
No.
your way through the
They had a
woods?
very nice open parking lot where I was able to pull in. But what I was shocked by is just the level of production. I mean, they got some big money behind it. I guess they also got some sponsorships from the Florida Department of Agriculture, the Fresh from Florida people. So they were
There you go.
spotlighting some of the local
Well,
agriculture.
why didn't we get some numbers there while you were doing that?
I did. I made some context.
good,
Defo,
good.
you think I'm not using my head?
No, you've
Yeah,
changed
what's it?
dramatically
Yeah, it was
from a
great.
business standpoint. Yeah. Once you got really hungry, never mind for food.
We
admit-
love Florida vegetables.
Yes.
No, and they were highlighting Florida fish. Snapper ended up being used in the main course that this chef prepared. But okay, 2 things. First of all, they flew in this chef named Jason Howard from London.
Wow.
He's worked at some really high-end, like 3 Michelin star restaurants at the Connaught Hotel. He tried to open, he had his own place in Barbados. He's originally from Barbados. And then he went to London to kind of refine his culinary craft and worked at some of these high-end places. And he's doing some consulting in London. But I was, surprised, number one, that they kind of flew in this high-end chef. And number two, the level of, a full crew of 12 and different people. They had a guy, just the gaffer, the guy just to snap the things.
We have Lubie. What are you talking about?
They had
We're in the
all
same
these
business.
multi-tracking things. They had they had a makeup woman who kept coming over to me and powdering my
I
face.
hate
every
that.
5
I
minutes.
really do. Yeah.
And it was a very high level production. But as is known to happen with these things,
Did you make a move on a makeup girl? No, that's
No, I
usually a move.
did not do that.
Yeah. I
I
can't
was
tell you
on
how many
my-
makeup girls
I was
asked
on my
about.
best behavior, and that's
Yeah.
where I'm leading to. Is it was basically the chef prepared this dish that was a beautiful fresh snapper that he kind of poached, and it was with all these little diced sweet potatoes, vegetables in this fish broth with a little bit of Scotch bonnet, had a little bit of heat. I mean, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous dish. They spent part of the day filming the chef preparing the dish, and then the tasters, they called us the guest tasters, rolled in. It was me. It was another chef who has a restaurant in Nassau in the Bahamas, Chef Simeon. And then it was like a young businessman influencer who's from Haiti. And so it was the three of us. And then also this woman named Cher, who is the weekend anchor on Channel 6 now, the morning weekend anchor. She was kind of the MC host we were sitting around a table eating and discussing it, discussing Caribbean culture and the Barbados. It was like we had a nice little sophisticated chat. So I was in my high-end, critic mode. And the producers said, I basically was I was told to be on, good behavior. Don't put your elbows on the table. Put your napkin in your lap.
Or have they seen this show?
No, how to behave.
They weren't telling me how to behave.
Can you imagine if they had
Gilbert,
witnessed this show at any time?
Still,
but I knew this was like
about your invitation.
This was a classy production, and we
what
had a really sophisticated discussion about the reluctance of the local foods, I guess maybe diners, to spend a lot of money for Caribbean cuisine. They think of it as something that's just kind of in a styrofoam box or on the side of a road where people are just grilling jerk chicken, and how we can elevate Caribbean cuisine to the way the chef did. I mean, it was a very lofty. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds very intellectual.
The food was delicious. It was kind of intellectual, but then I was on my best behavior. I was not talking with my mouth full. I was taking little bites, chewing, and then we would have a discussion. And then you know what happened at the end, because the thing was so delicious?
You ate the whole fish in one bite.
You pounded it with your finger.
I picked up the bowl and started licking it at the end.
And it was the other person's bowl, too.
And they loved it. The producers said they loved it because it showed how good it was. I'm sure it's going to end up on the cutting room floor, but...
No, I would imagine it's going to be in the opening. What are you talking about?
They found the video of you last week shoving the Rice Krispie treat down your throat, and they flashed that across the screen just to make you look like a jackass.
Did you actually break a jawbone when you did that? Because I heard stuff cracking.
I dislocated a jaw. I was having a little trouble all weekend. I was hearing these kind of
I
weird
remember thinking I should call my dentist, Dr. Michael Noodleberg of Pompano Beach. And you come from a family of dentists.
Yes.
Right? But I thought I heard something crack, actually, when you did that.
I think it's called TMJ or something like that, where you kind of mess something up in your jawline and then you get headaches.
Yeah.
But I've recovered. I kind of just rested my jaw. Did a lot.
You did. You looked like you went 15 with Sonny Liston, I was thinking. There's a big swollen jaw at the end of that thing just from eating a piece of Rice Krispies. Unbelievable.
I made it through. I mean, I think I'm better now. I'm able to eat. And last night I did well. I mean, I behaved myself for the most part, except for the finish.
You've been on other shows, but now that you're an experienced show host, did you find that you had a little bit of a different view of how everything was taking place, or were you thinking more along the lines as, why can't we do it like this?
No, I was mindful of
showing up. They have a makeup
what producers want, that they want some snappy one-liners that they could use when they cut up the footage and all that stuff. So, and they all came up to me afterwards.
Did you go through any of your poker hands or anything while you were on?
No, I did not, because this is not the Lunchbox. This was Caribbean Cookout was the name of the show. Look for it. I don't know where yet, but they're filming the season 2.
We're gonna have to get a room at one of those South Beach hotels here.
At the
Cleveland or
Atlantis or something. Yeah. No, down in the Bahamas.
Oh, this is where it goes. Atlantis.
Well, it's all over the Caribbean and I guess parts of Florida.
Maybe you know what? It'd be great if you were on. I haven't seen one of these airline videos recently, but that would be cool too if somehow you were featured on one of those things. That'd be nice. Cool. All right. How many people? Wow. A lot of people.
We got 10 in the hat.
How come?
10 in the hat because, again, last week it was Bastille Day and people got it. The Left Bank was the name of the restaurant.
The only reason I got it is because you gave it away at the end.
At the end. I always give that gimme clue at the end because I don't want to make it too hard. I got to keep the entries flowing. Otherwise,
Is that the
Gulfstream
place
would say,
where they started out with a cottage cheese? No, that was another place.
no, that was Gibby's. That's Gibby's was the cottage cheese place. The
You
left
mean
bank
to
was
places with a lot of weird traditions, that's for sure.
Gibby's was the nice. Left Bank, was a very high end French cuisine started by that chef Jean.
Where was it located again?
So just
Bank?
as when you're heading out of that tunnel in downtown Fort Lauderdale,
Okay.
heading north on Federal,
Right.
it used to be on the right hand side, just as you were going north out of the tunnel.
All right.
So on the north bank of the New River, like where the Riverside Hotel is on Los Olos, and then if you came down like another north towards whatever, it was just on North Federal Highway, right out of the tunnel. Now it's all gone, like many classic places.
What is it now? Is it like a?
It's a high-rise condo.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, they leveled that whole block, and it's now I'm not sure if there's some sort of Courtyard Marriott hotel on that block. There's also a couple of I don't know if it's apartments, but all of them are high-rises now. Everything in downtown Fort Lauderdale is now a high-rise. There's cranes and high-rises everywhere.
Same things happen in Pompano Beach. Everywhere you go, they're building buildings. It's incredible.
Anyway,
all right, so what do you have?
Chalk
Left
eating
bank?
pigs were rewarded again. It was the number 9 horse Transient sent out by Safi Joseph, almost at odds on. So we have 10 people in the hat, including 5 people who were in the hat last week. So we've got a couple of repeaters.
50% chance that you'll hit somebody that got stiffed last week.
I'm going to go in now and.
You still have the Marlins hat, or are you ready to throw that away?
Let's see.
3 losses in a row.
That's the Marlins hat.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who's been in the hat a lot of times, and he's a friend of the show. He's actually come out to one of our remote appearances. Congratulations, finally, after many attempts. Eric Newberg, you are this week's winner of the Lunchbox 10 Palms Brunch for 2.
Nice.
You and a guest, Eric Newberg.
Now, can you arrange this quickly enough so they can make it next week, which would be the big one, right?
Well, I've been encouraging people out there. And again, even if you're not a contest winner, we're going to be holding one of our quarterly Lunchbox brunch bashes at 10 Palms this coming Sunday, the 23rd, starting at noon o'clock. I'll be there. I think Lubie will be there. I think Defo will be there. I think some friends of mine will be there. Maybe get introduced to some friends of mine for the first time. And have 3 previous contest winners are going to be coming out, including our friend Bonnie with Joe C.
Can you get Jim Sarney out there? There's not that much in the way of sports on TV.
Only if we get Marcy back out there and they could sit together and have another talk about intellectual discussion. Sarney last time with his phone, just looking at the phone.
That was existential. He was being Jean-Paul Sartre, where what would be the difference if they discussed anything? Because it was all going to be meaningless and forgotten by the time they got up.
Or yes, that is true. I don't know if Sarney is going to be in attendance. He's invited, as is everybody out there in Lunchbox land. Guess what Joe Beja is doing for us? The same great discount.
Nice discount.
Nice.
$40
for that's great.
$40 per person for an all-you-can-eat, all-day buffet at 10 Palms at Gulfstream, off the usual price of $50, which is a great deal in and of itself. But if you or anybody out there would like to come join us, and you're not a contest winner, but you'd like to enjoy the discounted rate and have good cheer and camaraderie and maybe some winning bets for the day out at Gulfstream next Sunday, all you got to do is send me an email at mikemayoeats@gmail.com. That's mikemayoeats@gmail.com, just like you submit for the contest, and just tell me how many people are going to be in your party, and you'll just get charged when you're there, the $40 per person rate. But I just need a list of names to give to Joe by Friday. So tell your friends.
Do it now, people. Do it now.
Just
you have to have a little sense of urgency about this. Do it now, because
get in, because we are capping it at a certain number.
That's right.
So
we only have so much room.
Limited spaces there, especially because we're going to
like
have
150 people.
There's at least 10 of us, or maybe 12 of us already, between wives and girlfriends. And I also have my college buddy is going to be in town Sunday. I think him and his wife are going to come out and join us. It's going to be a fun time at Gulfstream. live racing at Gulfstream, simulcasting from all over the country, which Defo loves, particularly Saratoga.
Screen to Screen was great this Saturday. I loved every second of it.
The reason I love the fact that Eric won this week, because he's one of those who actually watches the show every day. I put the clues up there on the Let's Eat group on Friday afternoons just so that we, open it up to more people who maybe don't see the show live. But Eric is one of the great viewers and listeners who have been with us since the beginning. So it's all good.
People don't know what they're missing here. I mean, we should have Sheldon G do our publicity.
Yeah,
we should hire him just as our own personal PR firm because he absolutely loves it. And his favorite part is when you turn yourself into a complete slob, which I think is the attraction of the show.
Well, these home shows, it gives me a little bit of a break. I guess maybe my jaw is on the DL and resting.
You're not as excited when you're not, just being overwhelmed by the amount of food that some proprietor is giving to us. One of our many fine places that aren't even sponsors that we visited. Just incredible the way they take care of us. And it seems like maybe those people are watching the show and, each one wants to outdo the previous one.
Well,
have you noticed that?
I think they are in
Not
some
sure
sort
it's
of
by design, subconsciously, maybe. I don't know.
They are. I don't know if they are trying to kill me or just they do want to impress, and it's now becoming outdoing the others. But yeah, man, every day it seems like they keep hitting us with more and more food.
The amount of food at Gilbert's, I think, exceeded anything that we've seen.
I tell you what, your man Buddha didn't do too shabbily either.
Oh, Buddha was great also.
Max's to then Gilbert's was an interesting.
And the Delaware Chicken Farm people, places. I mean, Doug and his people, they really do. They could feed everybody in the store with what they put out on the table.
And
there.
Believe me, everybody in the store is hovering.
Jamming. Yes,
they're all hovering like they want to be fed. And like,
no doubt, free food always attracts.
Yeah,
no question.
We're going to be at Delaware this Monday, and I guess that'll lead into our first break. Is the fact that we love Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. One quick scheduling note: I did mention that I was hoping that we were going to get out to our friend Brian at Wicked Cheesesteaks tomorrow. He's got a little family situation going, so that we're not going to be able to do the show there this week. And if you are going out to Wicked this week, do yourself a favor and just call in advance, because his hours have been a little bit adjusted and flexible because he's dealing with. I mean, he's open about it. His mom has been in the hospital and she's going to have a little procedure tomorrow, so he's not going to be around to do the show tomorrow, and just some days he's opening a little bit later. So call Wicked before you go out there. I know somebody posted on Let's Eat they were disappointed they went out there Saturday at noon when they're usually open and it was shut. He was at the hospital. And we want, nothing but the best thoughts and prayers.
Place. He's an owner operator. He's there a lot of the time.
He's doing everything, man. He's shelling lobsters. He's, putting together those cakes, the ice cream, all of this stuff, the pizzas.
Everybody raves about it. It's one of those places that's not a polarizing place. It seems like 95% of the people who go there love it and sing its praises, as they should, because it is praiseworthy. So, Brian, we will catch you and anybody who wants to join us at our next Wicked Cheesesteaks and Pizza appearance. That'll be Thursday, August 3rd, the first Thursday in August. Meanwhile, this week, we will be this Thursday at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. It's become a favorite stop of the show because, Doug Carter and his managers, Jose, the seafood manager, and Gene, the grilling machine, he just cooks up a storm every time we come out there. And we're going to be enjoying the bounty of the seas this week with the approach of Florida lobster season. Nice. That's not going to be on the menu Thursday because season doesn't begin until August, but we are going to be enjoying things like swordfish and maybe some grilled shrimp from Key West again. That's always good stuff. I think I forget what else is on the menu, but conch, right? They're highlighting the conch that they get from the Turks and Caicos, also a Caribbean nation, and they're going to be doing some cracked conch and some conch salad. And I love good. I mean, it's a perfect
I like
summer
that because people. The one thing that everyone knows conch for is one thing you actually don't like, because conch fritters pretty much is a fritter with the worst form of conch thrown in there,
little bits.
It's the really chewy conch. It's like calamari, where like if you only get the calamari at a really gross place, you don't like calamari. Well, you haven't had calamari. You've had a fried calamari appetizer at Fridays. Like that's not the same thing as getting calamari. Whereas conch, if you get conch fritters, you can go either way on it. What I've learned when we go to there, the way they prepare conch is we've had it in a couple I think we've had their conch salad. It's
Yep.
amazing. And it's so different than the conch you get in a conch fritter. It's like a whole different ball of
Yeah,
wax.
it's the real essence of conch is when you eat it, in its raw form, or not raw form, but pounded and chilled, and you could actually eat it. Like same thing with me and fritters. To me, every fritter that you have in the world is just a bunch of batter that you fry up, and you lose the essence. But anywho, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, they're going to be welcoming us this Thursday, and you should welcome them into your life if you haven't already been a customer like I have for the past 30 years, because they've got it all there. I mean, whether it's fish and seafood or chicken, poultry, turkey, duck, and of course, they have sausages of all varieties, the pork sausage, the chicken sausage, the turkey sausage, and their great steaks and other meats. It's all there. 4191 North State Road 7. I'm a little bit fachada today.
You're shot, man.
I'm shot. State Road 7, right across from the old Seminole Classic Casino.
Yes.
How can I forget? And it's on State Road 7, just south of Sterling. And there's a big chicken on the roof to help people like me who get a little bit lost. So go into Delaware. Go to DelawareChicken.com. That's their website. You can check out all their weekly specials and daily offerings. Better yet, go into the store itself. It's open 7 days. They will take great care of you. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, more with the movie star, Mike Mayo, the king of the Caribbean cuisine. And we will continue Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. The huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, daily specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day. Open 7 days until late. Parking available on site. Happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at ArubaBeachCafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really a good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop. It's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. And we're back here on the Lunchbox on a Monday, July 17th. It is Open Championship Week in the world of sports. All eyes on the, I guess, fine folks in Great Britain after a tremendous Wimbledon championships yesterday. We'll talk a little sports here because even I watched that. I like watching good high caliber championship tennis. What did you think of that match yesterday, Jeff Defo DeForest?
Beautiful. I was thinking if I was going to play a wager on it, I would have gone with Alcaraz in 5, take a shot. The kid could pull it off. I mean, you're beating an unbeatable force in Djokovic, who I also have to consider probably among the top 10 best athletes ever at their sport. I don't know. I mean, maybe in sports in general. I mean, how good is this guy? He's got 23 Grand Slams, more than anybody else.
And he cost himself the chance at a couple by not getting vaccinated those years of the pandemic.
Well,
right?
and I didn't realize this. I thought that he missed that Wimbledon title. He had won 4 in a row, but they canceled the whole tournament in 2020, I think it was. So that was the only year of the last 5 that he didn't win it. So he had won 4 straight.
He won 4 straight, yeah.
Right,
contested it. Yeah.
Impossible. I mean, the guy has an amazing ability. We were talking about mental toughness, which I don't know. The professor kind of tried to shoot giant holes through my theory that this guy is one of the most mentally tough athletes I've ever seen. Meaning that he just comes through in a clutch. I mean, when things aren't even going his way, all of a sudden he'll come up with an amazing shot to stave off a predicament where he put himself at a disadvantage by losing a break of serve or whatever. And that was a classic. I mean, that
went
was
to
one of the
5
and of all time.
And the kid hung tough. Alcaraz, right? Is that his name?
Carlos Alcaraz. He's been coming on for a while. I mean, he's kind of a Nadal protege. And,
he won the U.S. Open last year at age 19 and
he won,
8 months.
Tournament this year, I believe, also. And that was his 6th title of the year already. And
but this is his second major, right?
Second slam, yeah.
Second slam. I'm sorry.
Joker knocked him out in the French Open, which you thought he might win even easier than he would win Wimbledon because of the red clay surface. But Joker knocked him out in the semifinals there in relative ease. With relative ease, so very questionable whether he could get over the top.
Why? When I saw yesterday, it showed Alcaraz is the number 1 seed and Djokovic is number 2.
Well, because he's the number 1 player in the world qualified on points.
So that's what. But bookmakers had Djokovic as
Joker
the
was
favorite.
the favorite. Yes.
Okay, so we can accurately call it an upset. And
very mild upset.
Wise, it was an upset.
And you know what I did during the as I was watching it, and I said, "Wow, this kid's only 20." I took a picture of him and then sent it to my daughter as she's scooping ice cream at Jackson's. I said, "This guy is only 2 years older than you. What are you doing with your life?"
She might become bigger than Ben and Jerry's by the time she's 20. Who knows?
That was mean of me.
Yeah.
No, but it was
typical Mayo, though, to trash your own daughter, right, and make her feel like absolutely worthless, lifeless.
I wanted to just pick up a golf club or play some sport or something. And I said, it'd be an easy path to getting a scholarship. All you got to do if you're playing golf is like break 80 and you'll get a major athletic scholarship.
You're hitting a ball with a stick and it's not moving. You should be good at this game, but it's impossible. What are you talking about?
I love my daughter. I just, it's incredible to me that people that are almost her
you just
age,
sent her a picture of Coco Gauff. She's 19.
Yeah, that's true.
It's already accomplished.
No, it's just incredible to me that these people who are so poised and accomplished doing these things on a world stage at such a tender
This
young
guy's
age.
a delight too. I mean, he really is. You can tell he's going to be well loved by everybody. The fans were kind of rooting for him even over the established champion there, Djokovic, who they've embraced warmly. But yeah, kid's a delight. And I want to say that it wasn't that long ago they had to speak to him through an interpreter.
Yeah,
And now
he's
he
learned
goes on all of these interviews speaking English. So
really good.
think about that. I mean, he's learned a different
English.
language in 1 year also.
Speaks English real good. And look, it looks like Brian Schwartz is playing the role of Sarni today, saying the bigger story is the unseeded women's winner.
Yeah.
So congratulations, of course, to the women's bracket side champion, whose name is
Vandrusova.
Okay, good. I'm glad you know it because
Yeah.
I did not watch.
That's a good story. The women's final kind of lacked the punch that you got completely. I mean, it was badly overshadowed by the men's final in terms of the caliber of play because it seemed like Ans Jabeur, the opponent,
5 hours,
was having a horrible, But I mean, the quality of play, even had Alcaraz lost. I mean, the quality of play was incredible all the way through.
Superb.
Whereas the women's game was, more of a comedy of errors, it seemed like.
Well, it seemed like the women's match was over in 27 minutes, whereas that one game between Djokovic and Alcaraz.
Yeah, great sporting event. Terrific.
It was
stuff.
good. Wimbledon, like I said, the one big sporting event, actually, two big sporting events that I never got to cover was the men's World Cup soccer and Wimbledon. Never set foot on the grounds of the All England Lawn and Tennis Club.
You see who was there among the most famous sports writers and sportscasters in history?
Jim Sarni.
Part of the American press. Yes, Jim Sarni.
Jim Sarni.
Leslie Visser and I, dinner at Cafe Seville. Outstanding once again, by the way.
Nice.
Friday night. And she shows me this picture and she says, look who's in this group. And there was Jim Sarni with the same look that he has today. I mean,
Sarni has not aged. He has that timeless quality of a guy who just spends all his time watching TV indoors.
He's fantastic. Yeah, no, I mean, he looked the same, man. And that was from like 1990. Yeah.
90, before Bricker came in and gobbled up the tennis beat from Sarni. And then Sarni moved. I guess he did the TV sports coverage. And he also he still did some local tennis. Sarni covered Jennifer Capriati's rise when she was precocious.
Came in at 14. Send a picture of Capriati to your daughter also.
14 and 14.
4 years younger. She was already like a big.
Yeah, I don't want her to turn out like Jennifer Capriati. Well, I don't know. That's
Capriati turned out okay, I think, in the
end. She had some bumps in the road that comes with fame, fortune, and
her dad sucked.
Yeah, well, that's maybe my daughter's dad sucks too.
Exactly.
The way she distanced herself from you when we were at Bert and Max the other day.
I wouldn't say distance. She just had exuded a cool indifference to the whole goings on in front of her. She paid absolutely no attention to the feast that I was gorging myself on, was just looking down at her phone and occasionally rolling her eyes like her mother used to.
She was respectful to Defo and me.
She was great. I enjoyed talking to her. I mean,
she rolled her eyes.
Yeah. Every time we mention you, she just gave us a look.
She's great. So what did I want to talk about? Oh, so Seville, you had a nice time. I understand.
Seville's great. Always great.
Did you get your typical the merluz, the fish?
I didn't. You know what? I have to capitulate now to the Mustang because she likes certain things, and we have found that if we order an appetizer, like the main entree courses are so large that we easily get by, sharing one, and even sharing one when you get the plate, and they're so nice there about it because they do give you the sides also in two separate plates.
Oh, they give you the thing. Well, they know who you are, so.
Well, it's not just me. I think they do this for anybody, but they're very good about that. Very accommodating.
No sharing charge on the check?
No sharing charge.
That would be a big scandal on Let's Eat if we went to Seville and we split a plate, but we didn't say we wanted two side dishes.
Some places,
they should.
They would say, hey, we would like everybody to at least order, one entree. I mean, if you're taking up a table on a Friday night, but no, they're very good about that. And I'm telling you, splitting. We had the swordfish. Mustang loves swordfish.
I love
the way they do it there is fantastic. Very good. I've had it a couple of different ways there, but lately it's pretty simply grilled and some kind of lemon caper type of
lemon caper, either
flavor
butter
to it.
or olive oil.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Delicious. Yeah, melt in your mouth. Good. Leslie Visser had, I believe, the Chilean sea bass, which she doesn't usually devour food at these meals. You're always looking and saying, Leslie, are you going to eat any of that?
Eats like a bird, right?
Cleaned it off, man. Cleaned off the plate like with a vacuum cleaner. And the gentleman that was with us, a gentleman named Jeff, ordered. I ordered the veal chop, stuffed veal chop for him.
Oh wow,
But
nice.
it was too much for him, actually.
It's
He said it was outstanding, but it was so large that he really barely made a dent in it.
it is a very rich dish because
Yeah,
it's
and he
not
said it was
only
very, very rich.
a large, veal chop on the bone. That in and of itself would be enough. But then Joey in the kitchen, they butterfly it, open it up from the center, and stuff it with 3 cheeses and some sauce and some herbs. So it really is it packs a wallop.
It did,
But
yeah.
if I was ever with a person that would say, "Oh, I can't eat this; it's too rich," that would be a deal breaker for me. I'd say,
It's understandable. I mean, because it's overwhelming when the plate came out. You're looking, going, "My God!"
no, whatever. I love it because after eating the appetizers there, and you get the bread course, that great
We had
sourdough
the
that you
gamba
dunk in.
ajo. We had the shrimp ajo, which is phenomenal, and
It's
the bread.
fantastic. But then you get the veal chop. Only eat like a third of it, and then you bring the rest home, and it's like you got yourself meals for the next couple of days. Midnight snacks. You go in, you just take a bite. Again, it is rich, so it's good to just portion it out in little bits and enjoy it over several days. We love Joey. I think he's going to be traveling a little and going up to the north to see some of his horses, hopefully run at Monmouth Park. And also he takes an annual trip to Saratoga. He loves that. So, but they always maintain their quality there at Cafe Seville. Glad you got in there. I wanted to talk a little bit before we get to the final break. And boy, these hours just fly by now. How is this possible that we just have so much to talk about every day? I wanted to get into the it place of the summer on Let's Eat South Florida. Not a restaurant, not some cafe, not an ice cream shop, even though yesterday was National Ice Cream Day, and I recommended some places on the group, but a fruit stand, a produce store in, I guess it's Pompano Beach near the Festival Flea Market, but not in the flea market, around the corner in some warehouse district. It's a place called, I guess, 99-cent fruit or Doug's 99-cent fruit. And there's been just like this frenzy.
Where is this? So surely is it like so it's like
it's in
farmers
Pompano.
market? Is it like a farmer's market?
It's like in this farmer's complex. Well, I guess there's a lot of these fruit wholesalers in the complex, but this guy opened up a little store. And like first people started sending in things about it. And I don't know if it was legit or like this AstroTurf campaign where the people who own the shop are members of the group and maybe just told everybody to start posting about it, because we started getting like 10 posts a week about this fruit stand. And it's like, oh, 99-cent fruit, all pieces of fruit. And I got confused because it's like, is every piece of fruit 99 cents? Is everything 99 cents a pound? How does this work? Then there was a dispute because somebody posted last week they went into the 99-cent fruit store and they were told that there's going to be a $3 entry fee just to go in to do your shopping, like a wholesale club, like they do at BJ's and Costco, where you pay an annual membership. Or in this case, they were saying it was a per visit membership charge, or $3 they wanted. And then there was talk about $15 a month to do all your fruit shopping. And I was just saying, I don't think I would pay up front to shop for fruit, no matter how inexpensive.
You never know if you're
gonna find tremendous savings, though. Think about it.
If you buy a lot of
if
fruit,
you buy stuff, like it's not always an auto. I don't know.
So two things. Number one, it turned out that was in dispute, and it was an idea that was merely being floated by the owners, and then they kind of set the record straight that no, they are not charging entry fees. Yes, they are starting to impose a 3% credit card surcharge if you use a credit card, which a lot of restaurants are doing now. That's understandable. So, but then, it is a place where I guess things are 99 cents a pound, except the things that aren't. So it's like one of those things like it's a fruit
Everything's
stand.
99 cents except the stuff that isn't.
And then some people are praising the fruit, saying it's the best produce stand ever. And then other people are saying, it's pretty rotten and it goes bad in 2 days. It turned into a whole Seinfeld. You remember the episode where Kramer got banned from the fruit stand because he complained about the peach or something like that. And it just made me realize how ridiculous my life had become. It also made me think of something else, Defo. You know how you say, the gamblers, the last thing they see before they perish this earth is the number of money they've lost gambling their whole lives, and that's why they all like What do you say?
They all die with their mouths wide open.
It's like,
Because it's just like you're ready to check out, and then all of a sudden you see,
well, I think that same thing might happen with me with the amount of money I've spent on produce that I've eventually had to throw out because it went bad or I just didn't eat it in time.
because
Both
you
fruits
decide
and
to go on
vegetables.
these new kicks of yours, and then you stick to it for a half a day, and then you got all those bananas that you bought you were going to eat as a snack, and you got to fire them off or put them in the freezer, so you can make a banana bread cake later on.
The problem is this: when you're only a family, a household of one or two, like the grapes, they sell them in these like 4-pound things, and
That's
it's
true.
like, and do you really want to be the one at Publix
Sounds like
picking out just 1 pound of grapes and putting your hand in the bag? Like, I wish they had fruit bags for one, like where it's just a little bit of amount where you eat it within a reasonable amount of time and you don't end up tossing most of it, in the garbage
The only
2
thing
weeks
to
later.
me that doesn't go is when people, and I never understand why my dad's always done this, and Shirley will do this too. They buy like 9 bananas, and it's like after the 3rd banana, for some reason, you don't want a banana for like 2 weeks. Like
Right.
bananas, not for some reason, I can eat fruit. When I have mango, I can eat that every day. I can eat grapes or the kind of thing for some reason I can eat regularly. You want a banana here and there. You don't want to pound bananas. So to me, you buy bananas by the 3. Like when
Right, a bunch,
buy
just 3 or 4.
bananas, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're throwing away 4 of those. Like you have to know going in.
Well,
4
here's my fruit gripe, if you will, Defo. When Publix, like I love when Publix sells strawberries for like 2 for $4 because then you could just get one thing for $2.
Yeah.
But this week they had the strawberries BOGO,
That's one.
and it was like 2 for $4. You buy one at $4.09, and you get the second one for free. So it comes out to $2 a thing, but you can't just buy the one. You got to get both. And it's like, I can't eat 2
You're not
things of
getting all that
strawberries.
strawberry.
Then I got to like give it away to my daughter or my ex-wife or the neighbor or whatever. It's just like, these are going to go bad before I could eat them all. Then people would say, well, just put them in the bag and put it in the freezer. I don't want frozen berries. I like to buy fresh all year long. So am I crazy?
Hey, you're losing it. You're becoming one of these Let's Eat South Florida fetchers, which is good. That's why you can identify with these people. They're basically you just reiterating the things that you think about. Some of these conditions that you find a little bit unfavorable to you.
Yeah, I've been definitely hanging around the group too long. Hey, one place I will never fetch about because I love it. It's Tropical Acres, and here we are.
When are we
Acres
going in there
Monday.
again?
It's
I
next
thought we were
week.
going in there for lunch. Is that this
Anytime
week?
you want. Oh yeah, we're gonna actually
we
do a
have
show.
Yeah.
We are doing a show with Jack and his family, his
right?
sons. That is going to be on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a week from tomorrow, so it's going to be the 25th
Oh, beautiful.
of July, and they're going to open kitchen and prepare some things, especially for us. And it's going to be a treat because I love going to Tropical Acres. I love seeing Jack's through the alley, like you say, Defo, exudes class.
Exuding class. Did you see the piece, by the way, on my friend Frank Miramonti on Fox Sports 1?
I did see the cart talk with
Night talk,
Jonathan
yeah.
Kitchen,
Did you
riding
catch
around
the
with him.
impressions? Think about this. We used to, be inebriated in my backyard 30 years ago when he was calling at Hialeah, and for hours he'd be doing these impressions, and they were just
he's
dead
a
on.
talent.
I mean, unbelievable.
I'm a little. I don't know Frank at all. I've never really met him. I just know
Hysterical
of him.
individual.
I know
Really is.
he enjoys pizza and he's a vegetarian.
Number
now,
one
so
pizza connoisseur in the country.
Yeah.
We should have him on as a guest.
I would like to again. He on days when Saratoga is dark. Maybe we could get him on here for a 10-minute, 15-minute hit. I would love to talk pizza and other things with Frank. He said he grew up in Beverly Hills. Is he descended from some sort of like filmmaking?
No, I
lineage, or-
believe though the family had a little capital, which early in his misspent youth, I think, was very fortunate because there may have been any number of bailout checks that were written.
Okay.
At that time, but he certainly has turned it around and become highly succful on his
Well,
own.
he's a self-made individual now. If you got the prime gigs, calling races at Santa Anita,
relentless in
and-
his pursuit of what he wants, and while he doesn't do anything evil to anybody, he found the garden spot, the catbird seat, as they say.
Yeah. Well, I found my garden spot, and that's at the bar at Tropical Acres when you have the happy hour going on from 4:30 to 6:30. How do you like that transition back into the spot?
I'm glad you got back into it because we only had like a minute left on the show.
Well, we got to do 2 spots. We got to do a whole other break. We're going to overtime today, Defo. If you got to go bet anything, you could go conduct your business during the next break. But Tropical Acres is a place I love to conduct business and pleasure because, again, happy hour in the bar every weekday from 4:30 to 6:30, half price drinks, great light bites. Of course, tonight, Monday and Tuesday, half price wine night. Most wines on their impeccable wine list is half off. Of course, you've got the $39 Twin Lobster special going on all summer long, where you get 2 freshly steamed Maine lobsters, £1.25 each, with a side dish and salad for the low price of $39. You find all this and more at Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road, just west of the airport, and 95. We'll be in there to do a show and talk to Jack and family next Tuesday. You should go in sometime before then. They're open every day but Sunday. Go to tropicalacres.com to see all their updates and specials. I think they have the butcher shop still open. They're selling a tomahawk steak, I think, for $39. Some really tasty deals that you get in the dining room, and also the butcher shop open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Tropical Acres, tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, back to wrap things up on this edition of the Lunchbox in a moment.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, Even Keel Fish Shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. This August, Visit Lauderdale invites everyone under the sun to indulge in the annual Dine Out Lauderdale promotion. This year's options will be more diverse than ever, with fine dining restaurants, casual eateries, and even your favorite cafes and ice cream parlors part of the mix. From August 1st through 31st, scores of restaurants will be offering multi-course meals at discounted prices, starting at just $45 per person. Diners can also enjoy sweets and treats, brunches, happy hour specials, and exclusive culinary experiences. This year's lineup includes 3030 Ocean, Foxy Brown, and Lasso Gaucho in Fort Lauderdale, Even Keel Fish Shack and Aruba Beach Cafe in Lauderdale by the Sea, Cafe Max in Pompano, The Cook and the Cork in Coral Springs, Union Kitchen and Bar in Wilton Manors, and more. Restaurants are being added by the day. For the full Dine Out Lauderdale lineup and all the details, go to dineoutlauderdale.com. We're back on the Lunchbox. We're going to wrap it up. I'm glad that we got the Dine Out Lauderdale spot in. And just a reminder, I think restaurants, you can still get in if you want that free promotion. Again, there's no cost to get enrolled in the Dine Out Lauderdale promotion. Just go to dineoutlauderdale.com. And restaurants can still get involved by clicking on the registration link. And for all you diners out there, we're just about 2 weeks away from the start of the annual month-long promotion. It's going to be some good stuff, and we're going to be spotlighting some places in conjunction with that with our great friends at Visit Lauderdale. So check it out. I guess that's going to do it for today. Again, the hour flew by. Congratulations to Eric Newberg. It's nice to see a regular and a guy who's always been in the hat. I think he must have been in there at least a dozen times. So persistence pays, right, Defo? We're going to keep plugging away and try to hit one of those $22,000 pick fives ourselves, right?
How nice is that? Yeah, you got to put up the money to do it, but those guys did it. Congratulations!
I hit a couple of good ones in my days. My biggest lifetime score is a pick five at Saratoga, was $13,000 on a $8 ticket. I think it was. I invested a total
can you
of
give us the numbers while we have time?
No, I don't. I'm not going to give you the numbers. I
am going to with the 4, 5, 6 with the 2.
Very nice. Hey, and congratulations to my friend Pokerman Dan. He hit a royal flush at Dania yesterday in a tournament. It was only good for $250 for a high hand, but it's better than a poke in the eye. So royal flushes are coming around. Yeah, it's lucky days. All right, that's going to do it for today. Did I forget anything? If I did, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll be home. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see everybody tomorrow. And until then, enjoy every sandwich.